Virgo, and welcome to your reading for December the 4th through December the 10th. This is a general reading, and if you would like a personal reading, that information will be below. I'm also, for a limited time, I'm offering a one-question reading for people who can't really afford a full reading, and that's only $15, and that is below, so everyone can afford, to get a reading or advice when they need it, This is for your sun, moon, and rising. Those are the links to the other videos will be below. Failing that, I will have a playlist on my page for December, and you'll find them in there. Now, please excuse me. I've got a cold, so I'm a bit raspy, and I'll be sniffling. And also, please excuse my miscommunication. Mercury's in retrograde, and I may mess up quite a bit. So I apologize in advance for that. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And now, please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Okay. Advertisement over. Let's go to your cards. Virgo. Now, the first card that comes up for you is the Six of Wands, right? This is a beautiful card. This is a celebratory card. This is being praised. This is being acknowledged. I mean, it says public recognition, but a lot of people may not. When it says that, it can be at work, it can be your boss saying, "Wow, you've done a really good job," It can be your family showing their appreciation and telling them how much they love you and how much they appreciate you. Or it could be, your friends saying how much they appreciate you and love you. Or, this is people acknowledging how wonderful you are. And you are, I'm telling you right now, Virgo, you're amazing. You're the social worker of the zodiac. You're you're lovely. My sister's a Virgo. You watching, Kath? I mean you're lovely. Anyway, right underneath that card, and my Aunt Bessie too. She's Anyway, I'm going to get in trouble for missing all my Virgos. Anyway, this is the card that is clarifying the Six of Wands is the Hermit, right? And the Hermit is about, it's so funny because this is all about getting public recognition from society, and this is about coming away. It's almost like opposing energies, if you will, because this is going into solitude and retreating, or and meditating and getting a whole, it's almost like a respite from society, and maybe you'll need it after all this public recognition. This is really about going inside. This is definitely about meditation. It's about connecting with the divine and source energy, and sometimes it's also like seeking out a mentor, seeking out a spiritual advisor, or being a spiritual advisor if you are so inclined. The Hermit to me always represents the fact that we are teachers and we are students. So always remain teachable. I always get that from that. Remain teachable. Not, it's not about like, I know, I'm all that, It's about, teaching everything that you learn, passing it on, It's like the Hermit is the light at the end of the tunnel. He's taken a break from society. He's gone inside. He's connected with the divine. He is so spiritually enriched and tapped into and connected to the divine, right? That he holds the light up and he'll show you the way, So it's really about mentorship as well, And it's about also, you know, sometimes it's about that light at the end of the tunnel, you know, go into the light. Anyway, the next card that comes up is the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands is, excuse me, indicates like a little bit of a maybe healthy competition, maybe a little backbite, you know, like a little somebody's talking behind your back, of, you know, it can be some kind of conflict, right? Now, when the Five of Wands comes in, it's talking about don't ignore this conflict and don't be afraid to be to confront it. This is, okay, so this always means that you have to. This is about combating something without being combative. It's about confronting without being confrontational. This is about being creative in how you handle this situation, but this situation must indeed be handled. This is not a situation to ignore, because it's one of those things that you can't sweep it under the carpet because it'll come back roaring at you. So it's a very important, it's important to address. Now, underneath this, we've got the King, you know, that clarifies, we've got the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is this, you know, really hard-working, creative guy. And he's a brilliant leader, wonderful father. He's very hard-working. He's, you know, can't be bothered with people that are lazy, you know. This, to me, the first thing I got when I saw these cards together was you have to really work hard at coming to a creative solution with this situation. So this can be like, you know, this can be as little as, you know, at the office, a little, you know, gossip or something at the eye. You nip it in the bud, you know, address it. It's almost like you defend your reputation kind of thing. It's about standing up and telling your truth in a very diplomatic and creative way. It's almost, you know, he's the king, so it's about being regal. It's about being above pettiness, right? But but you have to kind of I'm sorry, my battery went. My battery's dying. These kind of situations are things that start off as like kind of nothing, and you know, but they can grow into something rather big if it's not nipped at the bud. So that's just a little, you know, something to think about. Now, the next card that comes up is the Justice card, right? And Justice is about fairness and balance and making decisions for the higher good of everyone. This is also a kind of a karmic card, you know. Imagine all your choices as having a karmic value. And, you know, being just and fair and you know, Virgo, I see you as being just and fair. You're very, you know, looking at every side aspect. Now, darling, under this, like, what I see is maybe you have a decision to make, but what I see is if you make that decision from a higher, it's almost like a higher realm, right? From, you know, from above, for the higher good of everyone, like he really does, puts his people first, right? It's about putting the community first before you. It's like you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So fortune is on your side. It's like fabulous. Like things will really work out for you if you come at this situation, which I think this is the situation. This can also be a court, a little bit of litigation or something that's come up out of the blue. But when you handle it, coming from a higher perspective and a spiritual aspect and thinking about what's best for everyone, very neutral and balanced. It's like, darling, payday, right? The Wheel of Fortune is on your side. Things will really come out fantastic for you. And guess what the underlying message of your reading is? The 10 of Earth. All your needs are being met. This is like happy, happy, joy, joy. This is brilliant, darling. This is like, you know, the wish come true, the end of a difficult period, and things are just wonderful for you. It's like things are paying off. This is happy family, happy work, you know, you're just fulfilled. This is wonderful. And, you know, look at these positive cards. You've got amazing positive cards. So I feel that there's a little fly in the ointment, and that little fly in the ointment is going to be the impetus for this wonderful, happy feeling and this wonderful, happy series of events that are going to come out of handling this. It's amazing, really. How cool is that? Listen, it's very interesting that all the energies that are happening because of all the transits astrologically are going to have us kind of, you know, up and down emotionally. So this is about tempering, about balancing your emotions, about coming at everything from fairness and balance and neutrality, and thinking about making decisions for the higher good of everyone. And you know, listen, tap into the divine energy, to source energy. Get advice, you know, advice from somebody who is neutral in this situation. And the advice, if you tap into source energy, that advice, you'll get that knowledge. It'll be there for you. Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you a wonderful, fortune-filled, brilliant, public accolades week, and I'll see you next week. I love you all. For a personal reading, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.